Hey everyone, Sarah here from the blog startsimpleandstrong.com, and in today's video I'm sharing 7 free ways to help you reduce impulse buying. What is impulse buying, you ask? Impulse buying is an unplanned purchase. For example, let's say you need to go to the store to get a few items. You walk into the store and you are confronted with the dollar spot. You look over and you see some cute little plant that you think to yourself, I have to have that. You walk over, you get your plant, carry on the rest of the way with your shopping. That right there is an impulse buy. The first way to help you reduce your impulse buying habit is to have a spending freeze. What is a spending freeze, you ask? A spending freeze is a short amount of time where you do not spend money on anything other than necessary things. For instance, you spend money on your mortgage, you pay for your groceries, anything you have to live, you will spend on during this time. But what you don't spend money on is those extra things. It could be that extra candy bar you see looking at you from the checkout line, or that cute plant you saw at Target. A spending freeze is a time for you to freeze all of your spending and focus on saving your money and being aware of your impulse control for items that you want to buy at the store. How long does the spending freeze last for, you ask? It can last anywhere from a day to a week to a few weeks to a month to even longer than that. It is all up to you how long you want to have your spending freeze for. My husband and I usually will do 2 spending freezes a year. We usually do one in February because it's the shortest month of the year, and at some other point in the year. What the spending freeze does is allow us to stop and reflect and think about our finances and make sure that we are spending our money where we want to and not just on impulse purchases. The second way to help you reduce your impulse buying habit is to create a wish list. This tip is really important to do during your spending freeze. Over a few days, a week, a month, however long your spending freeze is for, you write down everything that you would like to have that you encounter. It could be a new book. It could be a new sweater. Whatever it is you come across during the spending freeze, you write it down on your wish list. And then after a few weeks on the wish list, you look and see, do I really want that item? I do this even when I'm not in the spending freeze. Whenever I go to the store and I see something I want, I'll write it down on the list and I'll wait a few weeks. And if I want that item after a few weeks, I'll go get it. But this is another way to help you stop or reduce your impulse buying habit. The third way to reduce your impulse buying habit is to think to yourself when you pick up an item that you want. Before you bring the item home and purchase it, what I want you to do is I want you to ask yourself this question. Where is this item going to go in my home? If you have an exact place where the item is going to go, then buy it. However, if you look at an item and you think, I really like this cute sign. I have no idea where it's going to go. I'm just going to buy it because I like it. If you have that thought, I encourage you not to make the purchase. So any single time you would like to make a purchase, really think to yourself, where will this item go in my home? Which brings me to the 4th way to help you reduce impulse buying, which is to avoid going to stores that you know you're going to make impulse purchases. For me, I really, for the longest time, loved making crafts. I would go to the craft supply store and just get whatever I wanted just because I liked it. Going to a craft supply store was a place I probably should not be going. So avoiding the places that you know will make you spend money that you probably shouldn't be spending, avoid those places, at least for a short amount of time. The whole point is to make you aware of your triggers and things that are making you want to make purchases. Fifth way to help you reduce impulse buying: stick to your list. What I like to do is before I head into the store or do online shopping, I consult my wish list and I think, is anything on this list something I want to purchase today? Yes or no? If it is, I add it to my shopping list. I then will write down anything on that list that I need, and then I will go to the store and I double check my list because I tell myself I am not going to go to the store again today. Really focusing in on that list reduces your want to impulse buy, because let's be honest, as we are working on impulse buying, we are trying to fix that need, that twitch, that impulse to get that one purchase. The sixth way to help you reduce impulse buying is to keep a running tally of the purchases that you have made. Write it down, what you bought, where you bought it from, and how much it cost. It doesn't have to be an exact number, but write down an estimate for how much that item cost. Keeping a running tally holds you accountable and keeps you on track and keeps you aware of how much and where you're spending your money. So this last tip is only used in the rare occasion that I make an impulse purchase that I later regret. And that is, after you make a purchase, leave that purchase in your vehicle. Do not bring it into the house, and make sure you leave the receipt attached to said item. After about a week, if you no longer remember the item, or you think, actually, you know what, I don't need that item anymore, then you can return it to the store. But if you have an item that you don't want to leave in the car, but you also want to wait a little bit to make sure you in fact want that item, what you can do is you can have a designated place in your house that has items that are in quarantine, so to speak, where you haven't decided if you want to keep them or not. And then after about a week, you can either bring it into the house or return it to the store. In conclusion, I'm going to be sharing a few observations that I have made about my personal journey with wanting to reduce impulse buying. The first observation I made was I am really good at impulse buying. If I saw something at the store that I wanted, I bought it. Once I became aware of my wanting for more stuff, I was able to then stop and take a look and really consider what are some ways I can do to prevent myself from wanting to buy more. The second observation I noticed when I started to reduce my impulse buying habits was that I started to become a more intentional and purposeful shopper. I was no longer willing to just buy this one thing because it was on sale. I really thought about what I wanted to have in our home. And because of that, our home is so much more relaxing and so much easier to maintain because I've been intentional and purposeful about what we are bringing into our house now. I hope the 7 free ways to reduce impulse buying help you out. If so, let me know in the comment section down below. What tip are you going to be trying today to help you reduce your impulse buying habits? I share one new video every single week about simple routines for simple living. I look forward to seeing you again soon. See you later.